Hi, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news. This is absolutely tarpaulin.
Order 66 is ready for collection.
The return of the king.
Well, hey there, hi. Is there another one?
No, that's about it. When I was going to talk about Billy Bob's, but I was trying to get you to shut up singing that song from Sound of Music.
Just can't
like,
control us, can we?
And you just...
Hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney fans, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris Show. I'm Lucy, this is Chris, this is Hugh. I'm sure you've seen us before. If it's your first time here, then hey there, hi there, ho there. I'm sorry that wasn't the most professional introduction, but Hugh had prescribed my impression that I had to do for that piece of news, and as we all know, I'm really bad at impressions. And I was really afraid I was going to burst into giggles trying to do it. How did you rate my Senator Palpatine, Huey?
Terrible.
Thank you.
Better.
It was all right, actually.
Better than Nicolas Cage.
Better than Nicolas Cage's impression of Senator Palpatine, or my impression.
Your impression of Nicolas Cage.
Okay. Glad we cleared that up. Anyway, it's lovely to see you now on a Sunday night. As you can see, we're back with this new setup. Seeing how we like it, how it's going.
Yeah.
Have you had a good week, boys?
I have. Do you know what I did today?
What did you do today?
I ran a 10-kilometre race with a new personal best of 56 minutes and 10 seconds.
That's brilliant.
Good. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. And not only that, I woke up this morning with a really stiff neck shoulder thing, so I can't actually look at you very easy. I have to move very steadily like that.
No.
But I did the run anyway because I just thought, you know what? So what? I'm just going to do it.
Very good.
Am I loud enough? Because I didn't seem loud enough when I just checked there.
Well, you're talking very quietly and not into the microphone. So,
I am! Oh, why? When I purely am.
Have you had a good weekend, Huey? Because I haven't seen you. This is one of the first times I've seen my husband this weekend.
Bonnie and I made a Halloween gingerbread house from Flying Tiger Copenhagen, which actually, looking at it, is just the Christmas gingerbread one with some black food colouring added.
Smells nice.
Yeah, you can see, it's filled the kitchen, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really smells good in there.
We had to super glue some of it though, so we're not going to eat the front piece.
Ah, nice.
Good to know.
Feed it to people you don't like, or give it to some of the kids on Halloween.
I've had a slightly Disney week. I've been slowly financially preparing myself for our May Walt Disney World trip, and I have bought one of our tickets because I heard a rumour that they were going to go up.
Oh.
This Walt Disney World, the 14-day ticket, and I can't afford to buy all three, so I bought one, thinking, well, at least we'll get one of them cheaper. Uh-huh. And then when I can afford the next one, I'll buy the next one, and then get the next one. So I just keep buying one ticket at a time. So I've bought one ticket, and then this week I also need to change our booking from Saratoga Springs to Old Key West, because we're reaching our 7-month mark. So that's my Disney week. Do you know what we didn't do, Chris?
What did we not do?
We didn't, any of us, go to the 100th anniversary exhibition at the Excel Centre.
No, but we've had a trip report from the 100th celebration.
Well,
at
that's
DLP.
okay then, because it'll be like we were there.
We're going to try and get through the news, get through it. We're going to try and get through the news as quickly as we can and do loads of trip reports today because we've got loads.
Yeah, we've had an influx, and I know there's some of you waiting for ones from ages ago.
Lee.
That we'll try. Yeah, Lee being one of them.
Ross.
That we'll try and get through. If we get to the end of today and we do get to the end of the list of them, and I've missed anybody, I massively apologise. We just had a big influx over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and with our illnesses and the likes, it's just got us a little bit off kilter. So do shout out and tell us if we've missed you, or just send it to me again, and I'll make sure it gets picked up next week. How does that sound? Does that sound fair?
Yay!
I think that sounds good. Do you want to see who's in the chat then?
Okay.
Who are they?
All aboard, please.
I'm full of endorphins today, so I'm a little bit giddy.
I still don't know what that's like.
I
don't
brought
get
some
that.
red vines with me because I needed to get some more sugar, and I've nearly nailed the entire box. Thankfully,
I'm
Lucy's
helping.
had a couple, so it looks a little bit less bad from my point of view. Anyway, carry on, Hugh.
Well, first in the chat today we had, let's start with this one, appropriately named, I think you'll agree. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Who says, hey everyone, so excited for the show. Need all the Halloween news. Oh, have we got any? I don't think we've got any Halloween news.
We've got
We
Halloween
will
trip
in trip
reports.
reports. It'll all be in trip reports.
I'm wearing a pumpkin t-shirt, if that helps. Hannah says, I can never make it to the live, but I thought I'd come on early to say hi. You are all awesome. Aw.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks,
Thank
Hannah
you.
Marie.
No, you're awesome.
Hello again to our friend John. Hey guys, hope everyone's had a good week. You too, John. Gareth Pierce, theme parks. Hi all, 6 weeks. Yay.
Oh.
Hello to Emma and Elgin. Hi everyone, joining in live tonight as my trip following the Rugby World Cup around France reaches its climax this week. DLP on Tuesday till Thursday, then the World Cup final on Saturday. Woo!
England lost out by 1 point in the late on in the match yesterday. Just for anybody who cares.
I need to talk about this in a minute.
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
yeah, a thing.
Hello to Louise. Aaron is here and says, hello, went to an escape room today and had an awesome time. Looking forward to watching.
Oh, cool.
Did you get out? Well, you or are you typing from?
Stuck in an escape room.
Is it-
Send for help.
They've got good Wi-Fi. Just stay there and watch 37 Disney Street. Someone will let you out eventually.
Pauline's in need of some Disney magic, because she's got the lurgy.
Oh.
They've got the lurgy in the house, so...
Do you know what would
Hope
help
you're
you,
all all right,
Pauline? A spoonful of sugar.
Can I just say that I've got some Disney magic at the moment? I know you haven't finished going through the list, but my brother's in DLP at the moment, and he's been messaging me, and so is his wife, about all the different things they've been doing, and it's just been really, really nice to hear them going through this stuff for the first time and getting very excited about it.
Have they been on It's a Small World yet?
They've been on Small World, yes. I told Dan, because he wasn't going to go on Star Tours, I told Dan he had to go on Star Tours. Had to. You have to.
Did you hear
And he said,
about...
"I will do," and he thoroughly enjoyed it, but got travel sick.
Oh, and it's not Star Tours, but did you hear about the complaint about Hyperspace Mountain?
Oh, no.
This week? A family said that, like, there was, like... How did they word it? It was like... It wasn't worded like this, but it was like there's a definite sense of impending death because of the spaceships coming at them. And they insisted that DLP remove Star Wars from Hyperspace Mountain.
Turn it down a bit. Can you just turn it down?
They were just saying, like, it's really upsetting because...
It's too scary.
No, I mean, it wasn't even the ride. It's about the spaceships. They were
Feels
saying,
like a war.
They're saying that the way the spaceships are, it feels like you're going to be shot.
I mean, isn't that a good thing?
I know they haven't quite got the grasp of what a thrill ride is, have they?
I do like that someone can like have an experience like that and think that experience is valid enough for them to go, you should strip this of the Star Wars theming, and DLP go, do you know that? I think they've got a point.
No.
So good luck with that.
My word.
I'm sorry that they felt like distressed, but I think you just have to suck it up and go, well, we won't do that again then.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on now. Come on.
Dan is here waiting for the live as Dan cooks a late HelloFresh dinner, which, as we all know, takes about 45 minutes, doesn't it? It's just long enough for it to be inconvenient, but it's delicious.
We loved HelloFresh.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Again, yes, not sponsored. We loved HelloFresh and we used it for quite a long time. And then I got one that had a very, very short use by date on some chicken and like less than the week that we bought the meal for.
Yeah.
And after that, we just thought, oh no, if we have to go out and buy extra ingredients because they've gone out of date to be able to make it, we're not going to do it anymore. So we gave up.
I tried to replicate a curry that was delicious, and I made it like for about 6 weeks in a row, and every week, probably 2-3 months, and every Friday it got further and further away from the HelloFresh when I was trying to remember how much honey did I put in this?
That's
We
like
still have the
George's
carton
Marvellous
open.
Medicine, isn't it? Trying to remember all the ingredients.
Yeah.
Hello to Bonnie.
Hello,
who's
Bonnie.
upstairs on Lucy's account. Hello to Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hello to Kelfie and David and Andrew and all sorts of people.
All sorts of people.
Do you know what? That sounded like I'd seen someone in the chat that I didn't like, and I'd gone and all sorts of people, but I hadn't. I just we're having to cut it off early.
Elijah and Aura say hi. Hi,
Well,
Elijah and Aura.
hello. And hello to Mercedes and Jimmy and Stacey and Kerry. And all the rest of you. There's loads of you. Loads of you. Scottish Claire, Cheryl, Cartier, Moritz, Emma. All of you.
all of you.
So yeah, sorry I can't do you all.
Yay. Getting some love for
Moving on.
HelloFresh. Hashtag not sponsored, as Hugh has already said in the chat.
Maybe we should be.
Well, after today.
Get in touch, HelloFresh.
Are we going on to some news? We said we'd get it out of the way, or do you want to talk drinks? Let's do a bit of news and then do drinks after.
Let's do a bit of news. Go on, what's first, Hugh?
This is absolutely tarpaulin. Tarpaulin.
Tarpaulin.
It's good, that, isn't it?
It's a good pun. It's a good pun. We like it.
It taps in the castle courtyard. Taps everywhere. But I wanted to bring this up because we all know what taps means, don't we?
Do you know we should have done that thing we did last week where we tried to guess the news from the headline? But never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, we were gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's forget about that next week because we probably will forget about it.
I like it when we decide we're going to do something and then forget about it. And
Do you know what? When you listen to like a podcast regularly, it frustrates you that they go, "Oh, did we talk about this recently?" And you're like, "Yeah, the last episode." But to us, a week's gone by and life's happened, and you know.
And the people who were binge watching it, it was only like 5 miles back on the motorway.
Yeah.
He's telling that story again.
Well, so the taps is in reference to like the castle which is behind us, listeners, right now, was covered in tarpaulin, which was like a photographic image of the castle. So even though it's boxed up when they were doing refurbishments, you could kind of, it gave the impression of it.
It were right beautiful.
It was kind of interesting, wasn't it? And they've done that in the castle courtyard in various places because a lot of the rooftops need fixing and refurbishing and stuff like that. But that means there might be some more €100 bags. Because Lucy got one of the bags that they made out of the tarpaulin from the castle.
I did, and I use it a lot.
Brought it back for you, didn't it? Was it Aaron?
Aaron.
I think Aaron,
Aaron brought it back for you.
Got that for us. And
thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. So I just thought, like, maybe there'll be some more tap merch coming.
Ooh.
Because it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But in general, there's a lot of refurbishments and things going on at the moment. It's all over the place.
It's never complete.
But it seems to be quite a bit at the moment. Like Premier Access, they're adding that to Pirates, so there's like a bit of the entrance is boarded off there, and the Genie photo spot has been boarded up. I don't know if that's open yet. What else? Mad Hatter photo area.
Oh.
Also, it's just places like that. And once you get past 3 or 4, you go, oh,
but
there's a lot in it.
Tanya the Dragon reopened this weekend.
Yeah.
So the Dragon's back. And I noticed another news article, but something came back as well this week, didn't it? So, they swap things out and bring things back. It's a constant shuffle, isn't it?
Something did come back. We'll come on to that in a bit. But I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty?
Billy Bob's has opened, though, I will add.
Ole, it's showtime. All together. Your tiki cup in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, now drink it up from your tiki cup.
I dropped my cup.
Yes?
What was I saying? Billy Bob's has opened.
Okay.
What else is there to say about it? Is it moved to...
No, it's expanded. It's kind of spilled out into the old
Bamboo, the old bamboo.
Buffalo Bill.
You never remember the old bamboo.
The old Buffalo Bill bar area.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do I mean the bar or the pre-show area?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I brought you all a drink. I saw these the other day. I know how much you like Iron Brew, but do you like tropical Iron Brew?
We like things that have flamingos on.
Yeah.
As a general rule.
I saw them. Sorry, they're very cold because I kept them in the fridge.
Oh, no sugar.
No sugar. That's a
Excellent
proviso for me as well.
Yeah, me too.
Prefer with the drinks not to have the sugar.
Excellent. Again, not sponsored, but we're open to offers. Iron Brew.
So a bit of tropical Iron Brew.
Oh, you're such a corporate tart, Huey.
I'm getting Iron Brew for definite. Oh, there's like a hint of Tropicana coming through.
I mean, I love Iron Brew, so for me it's all good.
Don't you mean Earn Brew?
Iron Brew.
Earn Brew.
Iron Brew, but with a Scottish accent and not Northern Irish.
Yeah, that's nice. It's got an exotic twang.
You enjoying that ASMR, listeners?
Oh,
It's quite nice, huh?
ASMR. Yeah, it's very nice.
And
it's cold, which is we don't normally have cold drinks here. Well, I don't.
No, yeah, I apologise for the coldness of the drinks.
Here at 37 Disney Street,
We like things tepid.
we can guarantee you a room temperature drink.
Unless you come to my wing and then everything's refrigerated.
Yeah, Chris's side of the 37 Disney Street, everything's cold.
Iron Brew.
Right. The other thing, so
Yes.
we were talking, we're jumping around a bit in the news, but something else is returning, Chris. And I've just written down the Return of the King, but I'm going to throw over to you. Because I didn't know this until you just mentioned it earlier.
Yes, Arsene Wenger has come back.
Arsene
It's the returns of the rhythms of the Pride's lands. Returns of the rhythms of the Pride's lands.
The rhythms of the Pride lands.
Of the
Pride's
Pride's lands.
lands.
This is
it's
the
that one we can
rhythms
never
of
say
the
properly.
lands.
So
It's back. And I know, do you know how I know it's back? Because my brother went to see it today. There you go. I
Did
told
he?
him before he went, I said, "You're there on Sunday, aren't you?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Well, on Sunday, Rhythms of the Pride's lands comes back. And it'll be the first day that it's back. So you should go check it out." And they did. And they came out and said, "That was amazing."
Really?
Yeah, that was
Really?
amazing.
And they're
Good.
loving it.
They're loving it. They're absolutely loving their holiday. Really loving it. But he said,
so glad.
the interesting thing he said, though, was it's really, really good, but it's so big. He thinks
That's
Disneyland
the
Paris is big.
oh.
And he hasn't been in the studios at this point. He
I
says
do
that.
find that interesting because it feels smaller every time I go, but I think it's when something's familiar. Like we know exactly how far it is to get to Small World from the Haunted Mansion. But if you don't know, I suppose that feels like an absolute trek.
Yes.
But it's not.
No, it's not too bad.
We've been watching a lot of jet lag lately, and I'd love to do a jet lag style. This is it's on YouTube, but it's on what's that? Nebula.
Yeah.
So they play these like international games like Connect 4 with the US states and stuff. I'd love to do one in Disneyland Park.
Yes.
Be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
Ooh.
Not running, walking with
Sensibly.
Yeah, walking sensibly. Not even with like determination, just walking at a
I
sensible
think
speed.
all ears do that kind of thing, though, don't they, with challenges and board games and.
Yes, they do.
But yes, it would be fun.
Mm.
I'd like to do some kind of challenge. I've always wanted to do like, try and do all the rides all the attractions in one day.
There's a really good video of a guy doing that. I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks
I
ago.
watched that.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. But the thing is, they start at like 10:30, 11 or something.
How he does again? It doesn't look. It looks busy as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And they're not getting the Premier Access either, so they're just.
I will
just gone
say
for it.
though, in the comments, there's attractions that he didn't do. Like I'm not sure they did Alice's Curious Labyrinth.
Didn't do Alice's Curious Labyrinth.
It was a couple of things like that they didn't do, and
Did they do the Statue of Liberty?
probably not. But like, if you're gonna do every ride / attraction, you've got to do things like that. There's something they've missed out because a few people in the comments mentioned it.
Yeah.
But it was a good video.
Yeah. Fun.
It would be a good vlog. It would be a good vlog. Maybe it should be
Seemed like a nice chap
um
and his friend.
me and Bonnie versus you two.
Doing what?
Every attraction. See who can do it the quickest.
Interesting.
Interesting.
One day we will do this.
I should find that
Sounds
channel
good.
so we can
Plug it
reference it.
properly.
Every DLP ride
Um,
in a day.
I was going to say something else about this, and I can't remember what it was.
It's JoJo's World.
That's right, JoJo's World. There's a few videos as well because they do full reviews of the other days that they were there, and also hotel review as well. I think for I can't remember where they stayed. Newport Bay, maybe. I can't remember. What I was going to say was, have you seen the pumpkin challenge things that they've had in the parks?
No.
During Halloween. They seem to be. I don't know a lot about them, so you guys in the chat help me out here. But it seems that they appear in various different places with these pieces of a giant pumpkin, characters and cast members, and then they get Joe Public to help build it.
Oh yes. No, I have actually seen this. Yeah.
And then you get something as a reward for doing it.
Oh,
But I'm not sure what.
did you notice that Scottish Clare was in favour of the Iron Brew?
Yeah. Well, Iron Brew's good, isn't it?
Listeners, if you don't know why, Iron Brew. Scotland is the only country in the world where Coca-Cola isn't the number one drink, and it's because it's Iron Brew. I don't know if that's still true, but it used to be true.
It's
Because
interesting.
I used to do the pub quiz.
I don't want to overtalk it, but it's interesting is this because it does taste of Iron Brew, but it tastes the flavour's definitely dialed back to push out these slightly tropical, little bit vanilla-y flavours that are in there.
It's nice.
I quite like it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I like? A cherry Dr Pepper. Moving on.
Right. Last bit of news was
Order 66
It's available for collection.
is now ready for collection. That's just because
That's what it should have sounded like.
Chalet de la Marinette and Cowboy Cookout now have mobile ordering.
Oh, it's growing, isn't it? It's growing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me, the mobile ordering, you go into the app to say you want to order food, then it takes you out of the app to order the food. Is that
I
right?
can't remember.
And then you get an email
Did
to
we-
tell you when it's ready, and you have to follow a link on the
Did
email.
we use
to
this
a
on our
place
last
to say
trip?
you're there.
I
You
don't
did-
know
you
if
did-
we
you-
have used it. I don't know if we used it on our last
The
trip.
one before, I think.
I think we used it on the one
Yeah,
before.
because I was there looking at the app and it said your order's ready, but that's not enough. You have to then click on a link. No, then I think you have to go to your email,
Go into it'll send you an email when you're ready.
and
So
then
I
there's a
was-
link there which takes you back into the app to say that you're ready for collection, which is very silly.
Yes.
I can't remember if that's. Does anyone know if that's still? Is that still the case? I think it was a few weeks ago when we asked it, but
It was faffy.
yeah, and also it's not immediately apparent that you have to do that. So, but you know, it's better than nothing.
They'll get there.
It is. And these things need testing and honing and tweaking, but it just does make me wonder why they do have a really seamless system in Walt Disney World, why they can't just transport the technology and go, oh, this is how you do it. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. It'll be something to do with the platform that they use for their app, can't support this or whatever. But it is frustrating.
What if there isn't a reason? What if you ask them and they just go, I don't know, it's just how we make it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be Lime Bertie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like, you try and order a burger, but then they sell out of them.
Having said that,
5 seconds flat.
it is better than nothing. It's better than nothing. It's there. You can try use it. It does save time when it's very, very busy.
Yes.
But still, the Rain family top tip is to have your lunch at 11:45.
Bonnie and I did that today in a shopping centre, and it was like 11:30, and she said she was really hungry, and like, we beat the rush big time.
But last time we walked into Chateau de la Marionnette, and we've been there when it's been like 5 queues that all nearly go out the door. It was just, I want to say it was a walk on, but it was straight up.
It's about
order.
11:45 or something.
Yeah.
And it was still dead.
Same with Pim Kitchen, that's what I recommend. Hello, Chris.
I'm just looking. When Becky, my sister-in-law, messaged earlier today, she messaged at 11:15, so that'd be 11:45 en français. And she said, we're doing well today. We've done Peter Pan, The Carousel, Dumbo, Snow White, Buzz, Utopia, and Dan's done both of the Star Wars, and now we're queuing for the Lion King show.
Wow.
That is not a bad morning, is it?
No.
Now, what I noticed on Facebook earlier today was someone had posted saying they'd done Peter Pan at lunchtime, and there was only a half-hour queue.
Wow.
But
Why?
I wouldn't have thought now is a quiet time, would you? So I find that bizarre.
I mean, it's not quite half term yet.
It's still a
But
Sunday, though.
I could have done with that mobile ordering when I had my meltdown in Cowboy Cookout. Trying to get a drink.
Ah, well.
So, yeah, that was the news. Let's do some trip reports. Bye!
Quite a few people have talked in the chat about that. Lee says that I was spot on with the mobile order. Emma says it's overly complicated. Lee said it was still the case 3 weeks ago. I saw on DLP report it has improved when the 2 new restaurants came in. Aaron says I spent time waiting to pick up a mobile order before and watched at least 5 to 6 queues worth of people get served before me. It's not necessarily quicker. Something to bear in mind. And then Emma said we did that in Hakuna Matata last time. First customers in the door when it opened.
I think she means the 11:30 lunch.
11:30 lunch, yeah.
Highly recommend.
So that's the news.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of me this unless I pass my phone around because...
We can take it in turns. I know what it's like trying to do these long reams of reading.
Shall we do that then? Let's do that. This one.
Audience Trip Roundup.
Haven't played that for a while, have we? So I'm just scrolling down because... have you got Lee's trip report to hand? If I do the reading, you can put some pictures on the,
I can.
on the thing at some point.
I can surely do that. Yep.
Okay. It's a document, so I'm just trying to open it and it's not letting me.
So I was just chuckling at a picture of a Gaston costume.
Do you want to show some of these pictures while I try and get this thing up?
Yeah.
Because I'm struggling to get it to work at the moment.
And it is annotated. Let me just read the message that came with this.
Yeah.
Please find attached a trip report
I've done this on my phone, so I hope it's readable. Currently in Calais, wasting time. The reflection in my photo with Miguel from Lightning makes it look like I have something weird on my lips. Right.
I look forward to
I've
that
got a
one.
trip report. Do you want to show some pictures first?
Yes, I'm going to show the Gaston one I was enjoying.
I think we should leave that,
That is
there
a
while he
beauty.
does the
Well, shall we
Yeah.
do that? Shall I start reading and you can
scroll.
scroll through
Yeah.
things as we go?
I need to put something under this because I'm getting glare. Just one moment.
Okay.
What about
Oh,
that?
we normally tilt it away a bit. That's the
Oh,
problem,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Just tilt that up a little bit, and that should fix it somewhat. Okay, Lee, here's your trip report. It's Thursday, the 28th of September, Solo Day. I drove from my home in Kent via Le Shuttle, formerly Eurotunnel, in my electric car. For those worried about driving and recharging, the French network for chargers is a lot better than when I got my first got my electric car 18 months ago.
I think it's this.
And with great app like a Better Route Planner, ABRP, it makes planning charging stops much easier. I checked into my hotel, Eclo on Ceres, which is a really good hotel, great value for money, and has good sustainability and environmental credentials. I went straight to the studios to watch Together, a Pixar musical, a great show despite some technical issues, and seeing strange hands dragging off props.
Oh, you got
Stage
that
hands
as
dragging off
well.
props.
That's just won an award for like best show.
Best stage hands.
It has. It won some best show in Europe or something.
Ah. From there, I did Tower of Terror, then Crush's Coaster. I then headed into Disneyland Park, soaked up the vibes on Main Street, went on Big Thunder Mountain at sunset, which is beautiful, and then ended the night in studios for Avengers Power of the Night 2.0, a better version than the first one I saw last year, but is just a filler spectacular for me and not on the same par as the evening shows in the Disneyland Park. Day 2, Friday the 29th, I arrived at Disneyland Park around 10 o'clock and waited in line to collect my wristband for the annual pass party. Top tip, get it in good time before the party on the day. I waited around 15 minutes to get my wristband at the ticket desk, but I know people who went later in the day and waited over 45 minutes to get their wristbands. This same person then went to studios to watch the Avengers drone show, then had to wait another half an hour to get back into Disneyland Park.
Oh,
After getting my wristband, I watched Second Dream and Shine Brighter, which was the main reason why I went on this trip, because I absolutely loved the show and I wanted to see it off. Looked at some of the newly launched Disney 100 merch and then seeing the next performance of Dream and Shine Brighter. I really do love this show. Then I met up with my friends at the station and headed back to the hotel to change into my Gaston costume for the annual pass party, which we've already seen.
There's a picture of him with
Sam Forgotten.
Sam Forgotten here.
Oh, yeah.
Friend of the show.
I've lost my place. We arrived back at the park at 6:30, got some attractions, Phantom Manor, Big Thunder, Pirates, Peter Pan's Flight, Small World, and then Buzz, and then headed straight towards the Central Plaza to watch Disney Delight and Disney Dreams. We then headed back to Frontierland to ride Big Thunder, which seemed to get faster as the night went on, before going back to Central Plaza for the opening ceremony, which consisted of Mickey, Donald, Daisy, with some dancers dancing to a slightly more scary version of the 30th anniversary show. Then a performance by some villains, finished off by Jimmy Ocean and I believe someone called Betty, who were doing some talking, but all in French, which was fine. We're in France, and I'm guessing 80% of those attending was French speakers. I was informed they used to present the AP Showtime show. There were stickers to collect this time rather than clues. It was my first ever AP party, but talking to friends who went to the last one, the treasure hunt was challenging as it was all in French, so everyone agreed this was a much better solution. After collecting around 7 stickers, we gave up because the queues to get the stickers were pretty long and tedious, so we just wandered the park to see what we could find. Although there were no formal character meets and greets, there were characters aplenty. Main Street had the mayor, police, constables and other townspeople who were in their zombie form with a zombie version of Right Down the Middle of Main Street, USA, a song I've never heard in DLP. The mist and lighting were amazing, and there was a full moon which really added to the atmosphere. We then headed to Discoveryland, where they have Mickey's Philomagic, though should be called Donald's in my opinion. In there, they had some characters who wanted to take our brains and make a monster out of us, which was fun but creepy. Cruella had a fashion show in Videopolis, but the queue was outrageous, so we took Lucy's favourite route, where you feel like you're backstage walking to Fantasyland.
Yep.
To be met by Prince John of Robin Hood fame, who was fun. Then on to the old windmill and had an amazing character interaction with Gaston. It is true that if you give something to the characters like bounding or wearing a costume when allowed, or asking them about characters from their story, then you get back so much more from them, and it makes it a really interactive experience. It was almost a show which was being performed with LeFou and some ladies from the village. The dialogue was in French, but was fairly funny to watch even as a non-French speaker. Once Gaston noticed me dressed as him, he spoke to me in French. Then once he realised I was English, he switched it up, and it was very good. He was very Gaston, but of course he complimented me on my dress sense and agreed I was the second most handsome man in the village.
I would agree with that.
After this, we heard the old hag from Snow White was in the queue line for the Snow White ride, but it was the evil queen. They were rotating between the two. After this, we went to Mickey Mouse. Mickey was dressed in Halloween costume, and when it was my turn to meet him, he was shivering with fear because I was a villain in his eyes. It was adorable. His chaperone went over and calmed him down, and this was a fantastic meet. It wasn't in the rooms at the back where you would normally meet Mickey, but in the stage in the main queuing area. We heard reports that it was a 90-minute wait, but we waited around 20 minutes. From there, we went to Adventureland with Hook and Smee, walked through the Scare Zone, which was on Adventure Isle, and this was fantastic. Lots of actors being ghostly and zombie-like. There were plenty of signs up to tell you were entering a Scare Zone so that you could avoid it if it wasn't your thing, but you were, if you were there with little ones. Around the back of Colonel Hath's outpost, we met King Louis, who was great fun as always. Next stop was Frontierland, where Miguel was meeting outside his new restaurant. I'd have loved to have seen Hector and Ernesto de la Cruz, but not this time. Louis, the trumpet-playing alligator, and Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog were on the Molly Brown. I saw some pictures of that, actually.
There's one here on screen.
Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Louis was great fun. Then on to Phantom Manor, which looks stunning again, even more so with the full moon in the background. Outside Phantom Manor was Melanie Ravenwood, the bride. She was very creepy, as well as some of the residents from the Phantom Manor roaming in the area. From there, we went to the Lucky Nugget, where there were villains playing poker, fighting, and a musical review. We ended the night watching the stage show with Jimmy Ocean and Betty, which we didn't hang around for. They were doing what they do in French and singing some of the Disney numbers. So that's that day. And then we've got a Saturday, the 30th of September. Excuse me. Just take a breath for a second.
You may not.
Well, Lord have mercy, it was busy, really busy. We did some attractions, and I wanted to see the last performance of Dream and Shine Brighter on the penultimate performance. I watched from the Priority Pass area, which was a full 40 minutes before the show. Never seen the Priority Pass area full before. It was amazing, so good. Really enjoyed the crowd. Were fantastic. Central Plaza, where I would normally watch it, was packed, and there was no way I wanted to experience that. Standing begins... the creators of the show, as well as Entertainment VP David Duffy, who is, as you reported, hearing off to take up that role in Walt Disney World in just over 2 weeks on the 16th of October. I cried a little and felt very emotional because I wanted to go to Disney all my life, and it was the first show I fell in love with when I went to my first DLP trip in March 2022.
Oh.
When I spoke to David, he asked where I was from and what the show meant to me. I told him for me it was about inclusivity and a sense of belonging. No matter who you are, where you're from and how old you are, this is a safe place where you're all welcome. This started me crying again. David also had a moment and asked that I don't set him off again, and told me that was exactly what they wanted the show to be. I asked for a photo, and he was very kind and agreed. I asked that he leave his team in place so that DLP can continue to be the best park for delivering entertainment, and he assured me there is a great team which will carry on doing his work.
Do we have a replacement yet? I haven't seen one announced.
No, I'm not sure. I stayed in the area for the final performance, and the energy of the crowd and cast members was electric before it started. Natasha Rafalski then turned up the final performance and was warmly welcomed. When it started, the cast members were so good. They gave it their all, which was also nice. It was for the last day. The dancers from the first season were all back taking part, as well as the choreographer. There were tears shed by many of the cast members and crowd. So many people followed the show back down Main Street that there were absolute scenes. To finish the night, I met up with Sam for God and her friend Sophie, and we watched the final Disney delight with added fireworks for its finale. Sam is such a nice, warm person and very generous with her time. She was actually nicer than she comes across in her videos, which I didn't think was possible.
Aww.
We spoke about what the 30th meant to us both, and my future first trip to Walt Disney World going solo and staying at Pop Century next September. We then watched Dream after that. There was a surprise drone show. Then after the surprise drone show, Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Chip and Dale and Clarice all turned up for one last time in their 30th costumes at Main Street Railroad Station. The crowds loved it and were staying there for the duration. This was such a special day which I will remember forever. And to spend so much time with Sam talking all these things Disney was like a dream. I went today, 1st of October, again. It was busy. Had a great interaction with the Queen of Hearts and Mickey Mouse. All the Halloween characters and had either an extremely long queue or the queue was shut, not to worry, as I'm back in DLP on the 29th for 5 days, so I can do it all again.
Yay. Oh, I'm very jealous. That sounds amazing.
I'm sorry I stumbled over that so much, Lee.
Great photos going with it as well.
Yeah,
Keep the photos.
We were trying to
coming.
match them up to the appropriate bits as we went on, and I got a feel for where the photographs were. And at one point, I knew just to flick back one space and I could get Louis the crocodile. So, mastered
Good
it.
work.
Excellently.
That was a really good trip report. Thank you, Lee.
Like when I take the photos away, there's just a picture of this Halloween sweet. It's cherry flavour that Bonnie doesn't like.
Oh, I might have one of those.
Get those from Aldi.
Give the man sugar.
Bonnie says, it's all gone quiet in the chat. Yeah, it's all gone
It has
quiet
gone quiet.
in the chat.
Just Bonnie.
So that's the first one. We have a lot of trip reports. You just need to bear in mind I can't talk now, so someone else is going to have to do the next one. You
That's
want to do the
fine.
one that you sent me earlier, Hugh?
Yes.
I'm going to, while you do this one, so I can take my turn, I'm going to go get my glasses because I won't be able to share the load if I don't. One moment.
Okay, now you getting out is going to be an absolute nightmare.
No, I'm fine. It's all right.
Oh, okay. You can get out that way. Right, so this is from Ross. Sent it 5th of October. Oh, no, Chris sent it to me on the 5th of October. I'm not sure when he sent it. But anyway, frequent podcast listener, but Sunday nights are takeaway/date night, so I am never allowed to listen live.
Oh.
Don't you dare. Well, we want to come between you and a happy relationship. I thought I'd drop a trip report for my 3-day trip last weekend for the annual pass party, the 30th grand finale, and the first day of the Halloween season. I'm sorry, it is 100 words over the 1,000 allowance. But I was taught 10%.
I'm not having it.
10% over is okay. Ross was taught that at university.
Yeah,
So-
we had those rules.
First header is travel. I always drive from Rotherham. It's near Sheffield.
It is.
He adds. And now the guy who I know who went into the studios first and thought, this isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And he didn't realise there was another park next door. He's also from Rotherham.
I did that when I went. I mean, I knew there was another park next door, but I walked into the studios and went, oh.
He thought that was it. Also from Rotherham, there you go, a bit of trivia. And so I always drive from Rotherham and get the Eurotunnel, but as this was a solo trip, I stayed in the Premier Inn at Folkestone the night before to break the journey up. Is that where we've stayed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Ashford. I think we stay at Ashford.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Ashford. Friday the 29th, I crossed over to France on the tunnel and drove the easy 3-hour drive to the Grand Magic Hotel, which is modern and spacious. Disney partner hotel with really clever and magical theming. They also have free shuttle buses to the parks, but as I was driving, I didn't make use of these. But I would definitely recommend this hotel as a cheaper but magical alternative to a Disney hotel.
Yes.
Where did we stay? Magic Circus.
Which one was that, sorry? Which one's he
The
saying?
Grand Magic Hotel.
No.
I don't know which one that is.
Is that the one that's recently been renamed, that, hasn't it? And it was something else before. It was
I'm going to look it up on Expedia. Keep going.
Is that the one that was the Circus Hotel?
It might be.
I think it might
Might be. I'm going to look it up.
Annual pass party. I checked in at 3 p.m, unpacked and headed to the parks around 5 to collect, Chris is nodding, to collect my wristband for the party. After looking around and soaking up the atmosphere, I ate at the Coco restaurant because I'd been craving a frozen margarita, which was just as good as I remembered. I rode Big Thunder Mountain and then met up with some new online friends who were also solo travellers. And then they all had a big kiss, like all at once, in a circle.
That does not sound COVID friendly.
I added that, by the way.
Don't go adding things. He's already gone 100 words over.
I stayed with them the entire weekend and made friends for life. Disney friends really are the best friends and the best kissers. Again, I've added that, and I'm sorry. I've had caffeine around about 11 a.m. and it's still going. The fireworks were early tonight and they start to clear the day, guests out of the park, and we got a good spot in Central Plaza ready for the opening ceremony, which started at 9:45. This was very cool as they started Dream and Shine Brighter, and then the villains took over before being chased off by Jimmy and Betty.
You sounded like Christopher Walken when you said very cute, very cool then. Very cool.
It was very cool. I'll do the entire next paragraph in a really bad Christopher Walken. We decided not to do the scavenger hunt, but instead just walked around
Behave yourself, Hugh
to see
Rain.
all the characters that were out and about. You couldn't meet any characters in the traditional way, but you could walk up to them, interact with them, and watch them doing their thing, which I actually preferred, as there were no 3-hour queues. We saw dozens of characters and managed to interact with most of them.
Did they kiss them?
No kissing this time.
Oh, okay.
This time. Rather than having to choose one or two to queue up for. We saw dozens of characters and managed to interact with... I'm just going over that again. Managed to interact with most of them rather than having to choose one or two to queue up for. The Tremaines were a highlight as they had a sing-off and a dance-off, which was hilarious. They even had fright areas where ghosts and zombies chased unsuspecting guests. This was fun to watch. We watched the Cursed Souls Balls, which had Jimmy... sorry for saying it that way. Which had Jimmy and Betty singing a twist on some villainous songs from the other gender's perspective, accompanied by ghoulish dancers. The grand finale saw a live performance from Isma, which was incredible. Afterwards, we did some more rides as they were all virtually walk-ons and got a place for the closing ceremony, which was a little convoluted and rushed, but still a good way to end the night. This was my first annual pass party, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I can't wait for the next one. So that was that, but then there's 30th grand finale. A late start today, but I made it into the park for 3 p.m. to get a good place for the last ever Dream and Shine Bright parade. We were stood right at the front, overlooking the stages and the castle. A magical view. The show started and they had the dancers from the first season of the parade in the old-style outfits and the current dancers, and everyone were in tears. The audience, the dancers, and even the characters.
I like the corroboration going on here with the
Yeah.
previously.
This was the most emotional and joyous experience as everyone was singing, dancing, hugging and crying throughout.
And kissing.
The show... And not kissing, Chris.
Sorry.
Not this time. Oh. Maybe later. The show itself was longer than usual, with a lot more fireworks, which were amazing to witness. The parade... I was just thinking, when can I slip in some more kissing stuff?
No.
And I started laughing. Sorry, Ross. The parade ended, and everyone followed it up Main Street to get one final glimpse of this stunning parade. I've got the giggles. What's in those red vines? I think it's that.
Red. There's a lot of red.
Yeah, it's a red flavour. After that, we have a chilled out day doing a few of the classic rides. Hyperspace Mountain, Star Tours, Big Thunder, Pirates, etc. We wanted a good place for the last ever Disney D-Light and got a space near to the front, which we guarded for dear life.
Oh.
That's what you got to do. Disney D-Light was bigger and longer than usual with added drones and pyrotechnics, which didn't leave a dry eye in the house. After Dreams, there was a special show to say thank you to everyone for making the 30th anniversary celebration so incredible. They played stripped-back versions of the two 30th songs and had a thank you in several languages displayed over the castle using the drones, which was magical. Oh. We headed out of the park, but stopped to wave to Sensational Six and friends in their 30th anniversary outfits for the last time. I haven't been this emotionally invested in a celebration in a long time. Disney knocked this one out of the park.
Hey.
And
Do you hear that, Disney World? Do you hear that, Disney World? After your wet fart 50th, look what Disneyland Paris have got, eh?
This is how we do it.
This is how you do it.
In Europe.
How we do it.
This is how we do it. The first day of Halloween. All weekend, I've been in Disneyland Park and haven't stepped foot in the studios, so I used the extra magic hours to do Crush, RC Racer, Tower of Terror, and Flight Force before having a crepe and cider for breakfast.
Oh my God, that sounds like heaven.
Cider for breakfast.
Crepe and cider
Holiday.
for breakfast.
Rossi in absolute holiday mode. We wanted something to wash the breakfast down, so we decided on a glass of wine as it was 11 a.m. by now.
Yeah, that cider's really sticking in my throat.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Cider with a wine chaser. I quite like that.
I still haven't done a Disney park with a bit of a buzz on.
We keep talking about this, but we...
Maybe
I
that's
think
another
if we
video.
went together for a more sustained period of time than we did last time, I think you and I would definitely do that.
There'd be a drunk day.
Yes.
I mean...
I want that.
It's not like advised to get drunk in the park, but you can get a little bit tipsy, I guess. You only take a couple of pints. Come on!
In the heat, it would.
We wobbled to the main park and all the rides had massive queues, so we explored the Halloween decorations in Frontierland, which are incredible and worth a visit alone.
Mm-hmm.
I've envisioned of them like they wobbled there, and they spent time doing what? Sorry,
Looking at Halloween decorations.
yeah, like whilst drunk. Like, oh,
Yeah.
ooh. That's how I see that.
Yeah, oohs and ahs.
Yeah, like all the world going on around them, and they're
It's
just
so
stood
beautiful.
We did Le Pays des Contes de Fées. Sorry about that.
there. Storybook boat ride.
And the teacups before heading to Waltz for our lunch reservation. Still haven't set foot in
oh,
there.
we need to go to Waltz.
I like
We do.
Waltz.
Waltz, as always, was incredible. The food is always high quality, and there's enough of it to fill you for the day. They were doing Halloween cocktails, and the only alcoholic one they had sounded disgusting. Blood Orange Full Moon, which contained Guinness, Fireball liquor, orange soda, and cherry syrup. I'd give that a go. I'm not a big, not a big Guinness drinker, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So naturally, I ordered one, and to nobody's surprise, it wasn't nice at all, but worth it for the photo. The first Halloween parade started, and we watched it from our window table at Waltz, which was so magical.
That's the dream.
Is this 3 drinks in now?
He's had a
It's reading like it.
Guinness cocktail after his cider breakfast.
Yeah, and wine.
This is a whole new Disney to me.
We managed to get front row place for the next Halloween parade, overlooking one of the stages in the Central Plaza, and the show, although similar to last year, was incredible nonetheless.
I want to know if there's anyone in the chat who has done Disney tipsy. Bonnie, don't you dare reply.
Where am
Only
I?
once, Mum.
Yeah, the music is so catchy and will be stuck in your head all dead. And the show on the Central Plaza is great. I think he means all day.
He has had a few drinks.
Unless that's it, yeah. Next he says, I chilled around the park a little and did a few more rides before I decided to call it a day. As I had my final hotel to check into based on the glowing reports from 37 Disney Street, of course, it was Sequoia Lodge.
Oh, the pressure.
Very nice.
Did it live up?
It was so
It
good.
did not.
He gave the concierge a big kiss. I took my time to explore the hotel and the grounds, and it was so warm and cosy, I really felt like I was in a rustic lodge in the middle of the woods.
Wow. That's how I feel with that place. as well.
Yeah, I like that feeling.
Fair good.
See, they've also got the cabin in the woods, the Davy Crockett thing, which is like a lodge in the woods as well.
It is a lodge. They are lodges.
It literally
They are
is.
lodges in the woods.
Yeah.
Mm.
Overall, it was a magical trip, and I've already got the Disney blues. But I am back for the final weekend of the Halloween season in 3 weeks.
Whoa.
That'd be like soon
Next
now.
week.
Yeah, and back again during New Year for my first ever Christmas visit, which is very exciting.
Excellent.
Please read this report out if you get time. That would make my day.
Was that part of the 100 words?
He didn't say it would make my dead, though, but it would make his day. Either way, I will always keep listening. I might just be grumpy. Ross.
No.
Lots of kisses, Ross.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Thanks for that, Ross.
You won't be listening now after we butchered that report.
That was lovely. It's making me just desperate to go. This is the bad thing about doing this every week and not having the funds.
We've just
to
been,
go.
basically.
We have. I've still got 2 more vlogs to upload.
Oh, yeah.
Get on with it.
I know.
Get on with it.
I might do it tomorrow. Oh, I had a technical issue that I need to run past one of you two. But yes.
So in the chat, people are justifying their silence to your daughter. But I can't see it now. But Emma was saying that she's getting a bit nervous about her Disney boundings, and so she's sat frantically stitching away whilst watching today.
Emma says, did you see the rumour that a cast member has said Davy Crockett Ranch is now to be renovated before Sequoia? Come on. Sequoia's been next on the list since they did Cheyenne and Santa Fe.
They're gonna
ages ago.
They're gonna make it bongo themed. It's gonna have bears everywhere who like to do it with a kiss.
What?
You know, from from Fun and Fancy Free.
I think we just leave it there.
I forgot about Bongo the Bear.
Bongo the Bear was in the
It's a highlight.
Disney 100.
It was a highlight.
He was there.
Oh, I totally forgot about Bongo the Bear.
Bongo the Bear. A little bit of Bongo
I
the
hadn't
Bear.
seen that rumour, Emma. I hope it's not true. On the other hand, do I want them to shut bits of Sequoia? Not sure. It's a big hotel.
What IP could they plaster over some of these places? What could they do for Davy Crockett?
For Davy Crockett. What about Davy Crockett?
I'm happy with Bambi for Sequoia. I know it's like that's why I'm happy with it, because it's golden age. What would they do that was more current? You know,
Davy Crockett could do a wilderness thing, couldn't they? They could do a bit of up type stuff there potentially.
What if they made it Brother Bear themed?
Yes.
Wouldn't take
And
much.
all the music is a new
Dear me.
soundtrack written by Phil Collins.
Or
which
it's-
plays in your ears all
it's
the
Down
time
on the Farm.
with his triple tracked backing with the triple tracked vocals.
Down on the Farm.
Don't you remember Down on the Farm?
Home on the Range.
Home on the Range.
That was a good one.
I'm tired.
Down on the farm.
I've worked like 22 hours in the last 2 days. Hugh knows this to be true.
It's true.
I don't really care. Do you want to read one?
Yeah, go on then.
You can have this one. This is Kira.
Can I just say, and I'm going to put these under the thing, Chris, so be ready.
I'm ready. Well, put them under
I
first
just-
and then I'll do it.
I just want to show you the glasses that... These are my glasses that I just went to get.
Listeners, Lucy is displaying some glasses with a Mickey Mouse silhouette
And on the inside...
on the arm. And on the inside, there are many Mickey Mouse silhouettes on the arm.
And they were bought in the gift shop at Coronado Springs, I do believe.
+2s, are they?
They are +2 prescriptions.
My glasses aren't Disney, but they say it's always summer on the inside of the glasses.
Oh,
that's
Kinda nice,
sweet.
isn't it?
Mine are boring compared to these.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
there's a
are.
very cute Lucas just then, but now I've lost...
Just show it my face.
No.
Oh,
There we
face
go.
recognition issues.
Face wreck.
Howdy, partners. This is from Kira.
I think you have to do the whole thing in a Western.
Howdy, partners. At long last, a trip report. No, don't make me do that. I'm not the
Do it as
accent
Nicolas
person.
Cage.
Meant to say well, but then I got George. Okay,
no,
I'm not going to bother.
How long is it, by the way? Just
That's not too bad.
just so we know how long we've got.
I meant to send one, but I went during the strikes. In short, it was upsetting. And when I went to the annual pass holder evening, in short, surprisingly great. But here I am at last with a 3-day report of my weekend visit during the Halloween season. My mother and I stayed at Art of Marvel one night and the airport Novotel the next, as my mum couldn't stay 3 days. Needless to say, the parks were packed, so we decided early to make characters the priority rather than the rides.
Ooh.
There were many new characters out with special costumes, and I'm glad I did my research, as several were not on the app. So those of you travelling to DLP this month, listen up. Listen up, people. At the Cowboy Barbecue Grill, Mickey and Minnie meet together. The sign at the location says just Minnie, but you usually get them both. That line was about 80 minutes, but by far the shortest wait for Mickey at DLP, and they had on amazing outfits. Skeleton Goofy also meets at the barbecue, but he is rather hidden in a corner with no sign. I think...
Like he scares you as you walk by.
Gore.
There is kind of, they do, like in the actual seating area directly in front of the barbecue, they often have sign characters there, but it is a little bit sort of around the corner, and we've had some really short meets there, highly recommended. We went back early in the afternoon, right before he came out, and we were literally the first in line.
Yes.
I think a lot of people miss him. Also on the unlisted meet and greet list, Donald was near the closed entrance to Indiana Jones, and Chip and Dale were near the entrance to Avengers Campus. Oh, that is unusual. I've never seen them there. These both only happened one day, though, and neither had signs, or there might just have been pop-ups. I give this information away freely now.
I give this away freely.
That's very generous. However, during my stay, I would never have dared. Yeah. It's like, tell us now, that's great. But it's trade secrets at the time, isn't it?
Could you imagine if you were in like a massive queue and you sort of said to someone, there were all these people, and someone said, "Oh, we heard from this trip report from from you."
From Kira's trip report.
Someone called Kira said, and you'd be like, "Oh no."
These were all closely guarded secrets as most characters were swarmed. This is the first time I have ever in any Disney park gone to wait in line 45 minutes before a character even comes out. I know it's usually bad in DLP, but it's much worse at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I love the interactions and had a great time. Just wish it were better. Speaking of swarming characters, the villains were about in Fantasyland. They look for massive clusters of people and then they'll be there. Make you wonder what saturation of characters we need to reach for that not to be an issue. Need to reach for that not to be an issue. Also,
I think the thing is, there's always going to be big queues for characters, because if there wasn't, then they wouldn't be giving people the great interactions that everyone says that they get from the characters. So it's a catch-22, isn't it? If you want great interaction with the characters, then you've got to be prepared to wait for it, because otherwise other people are.
Yeah. If everyone gets a really good 3-minute interaction, you only need 5 families in front of you, and that's a 15-minute wait.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you for putting that better than I did.
yeah. So it's like, you go, oh my goodness, 45-minute wait, but that can only be like, what did I just say? That's only 15 families. That's not a lot of people.
That would explain why the buzz that Bonnie and I got in the studios was so fast, because it was rubbish.
There you go.
He shushed some kids.
Did he go like that?
He shushed some kids while we were trying to take a picture.
That's what he does, isn't it?
Oh, he didn't know. He shushed some kids, and then he just took a picture, and we
Did he
walked
not even
off.
wobble his head?
No, it was miserable.
Also spotted Loki in his new outfit, who was so unassuming he wasn't swarmed. Lovely surprise. Yeah, I saw him just sauntering through.
Who?
Loki.
It's because he's not recognisable as being a character.
No, because he's
He's
in normal clothes.
just some guy with a black wig on.
Yeah, I just think it's like a smartly dressed woman.
I do think the pop-up, the way they manage the characters in Avengers Campus is excellent, because there's always somebody just wandering around or going from one place to the other. It's very exciting.
Spider-Man was wearing a hoodie this week.
Was he?
Yeah, because it was a bit chilly.
Oh. Rest of the park was business as usual. Oh, except I'll just note Avengers Flight Force. I liked this ride before the new light installations and rather love it now. Oh, that's good.
It's nice for it to get some love.
It is tied with Big Thunder for me in Paris. That is big words. That's big words. I'm glad somebody likes it. Edging out Thunder at times because of its reliably normal length wait times. Yeah, it's a good quick one, is that, to get on. I highly recommend it and would definitely prioritise it over Hyperspace Mountain, which really, really needs a refresh.
Well, yeah, because you know what? The ships, they're pretty scary. Like, it feels like you're going to get shot and killed.
There's an impending sense of death. I'm going to find out how they worded it.
I'm heading back in November as I get in the last uses of my Infinity Pass, so you probably haven't heard the last of me yet. We hope not, Kira. That was a good report. Thanks for all the work you're putting in together with these weekly shows. I don't always manage to catch the live, but you know you've got another regular here.
Aww.
Bedbug free, Kira.
Hooray! We haven't lost anyone to bed bugs yet that I know of. Excuse me.
Right, it's 28 minutes past 9. Have we got another? Are we?
We could do one more, shall we?
Okay, yeah.
Can we do one more?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump then. So I'm just to make it really clear. Nicola Pike, I've got a report from you, and it includes the Disney 100, but I want to be able to give it the time that it needs. So I think we'll save that for next week, if that's okay. And I've got one that came through this afternoon. I've gone.
It was assured death.
Assured death. Excellent.
Says family.
Who is giving these people the time of day?
Okay, so here is the final trip report of the day. And this is from Ben McNeil, and it came through at 3:00 this afternoon.
Wow. Whoosh.
Hi, I've been a podcast listener for quite a while now, and I thought I'd try sending you a trip report in the form of a list, allowing you to imagine how each day went. Honestly, this was a difficult trip, as the day before our departure, I lost my mum after a long battle with cancer, which, despite being 58 years old, I like to believe she won most of the time. It was her who took me to Disneyland Paris most years as a child from 1995, which made me fall in love, and now, along with my wonderful wife, take our 2 kids, aged 4 and 8. This was their 3rd and 4th trips. Whilst there were definitely plenty of tears, we managed to make a great trip of it for the kids, just as she wanted us to. It was also meant to be celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary. We were married on Halloween and visited for our honeymoon. But honestly, that did lose point of focus on this occasion. I hope this doesn't bring the mood down too far, and you can enjoy living through our 4-day stay at Sequoia Lodge. It was our first time driving, which was efficient and easy, and we would definitely do again.
I think this is a lovely tribute for us to be able to share these moments of your trip. So thank you for this.
Are you ready for this? Because this is literally a list of all the things they did on each day.
Brilliant.
I'm ready.
Day 1. Eurotunnel 7:20 a.m. train. Arrive at Sequoia 11:30 a.m. Check-in. Bought glittery unicorn ears for 4-year-old. Disneyland.
Third thing on the list.
But a priority.
Disneyland Park decorations were wonderful. Casa de Coco, Doritos and frozen margaritas. Phantom Manor.
Doritos.
Phantom Manor, It's a Small World. Waltz, terrific. Didn't drop €30 on special Waltz pin though. Have you seen the new Waltz pin?
No.
It's like the old Waltz pin, but it's got a Disney 100 thing dangling underneath it.
I
nice.
did some pin buying the other day that I might discuss on the after hours show. Extra Magic time.
We need to talk about the that cartoon what was released on Monday as well in the Extra Magic time today. Next up. Why do you look so confused?
Carry on talking.
Big Thunder, first time for 4-year-old, loved it. Pirates, 30th Chippendale Ears for 8-year-old, back to hotel. Redwood Bar, charcuterie board and wings. Studios, Avengers drone show, no drones.
We've done that board.
And that's the end of day 1.
Charcuterie
Have
board.
you
Hang
enjoyed
on. Avengers drone show, no drones.
Yes.
Okay. We have
just the music and the projections, I'm imagining.
We have done the charcuterie board. You were quite disappointed. I devoured it.
Yeah, there wasn't that much on there that I wanted, actually.
It was meant to be our tea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it didn't quite.
Dinner, darling, dinner.
Bonnie appears to be policing the chat at the moment.
She wants action. She wants to play.
Quiet in the chat again, she says.
I'll be honest, I'm enjoying the quiet because I usually can't keep up with the conversations that are going on. I always feel bad if we miss things.
It's chill.
It's chill,
Yeah.
Day 2, Hunter's Grill Breakfast, Early Magic Studios, Web Adventure, Hollywood Tower, also first time for the 4-year-old. She wasn't sure, no tears. Park opens, Ratatouille, bought tea towel and wooden spoon.
I'm just going to stop you there. What I think anybody doing in the chat needs to do is they need to just put a random bullet point that could be on this list, and at the end of it we will read out our own Disney list day. So everyone put an item on the list.
We haven't got time.
For Bonnie. Oh, it'll be quick. It'll be quick.
It'll be quick.
Carry on.
Bought a tea towel and a wooden spoon. RC Racer, Slinky Dog. Toon Studio Catering, Mickey Bayonets. Cars Road Trip, still meh. Quattro Roy's Rally, however you say it. Zoetrope. Hooray. Animation Academy, Drew Tigger. Pim Kitchen, Sequoia Lodge Hotel Break, Disneyland Park. Storybook Store, bought DLP LP.
I wanted to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. I saw pictures of
Maybe
that.
next time.
Star Tours, Storybook Boat. Old Mill Bitterballen. Mad Hatter's Teacups.
Excuse you.
Dumbo, Chalet Marionette, Bavarian Sausage, Pirates, Casa de Coco, more margaritas, Big Thunder, Night Ride, Phantom Manor, Cake Pops and Champagne on Main Street, Disney Village Castle Pre-Show, Disney Dreams, terrific. That's the end of day 2.
I like how it's kind of chaotic.
I like that as well, and I'm deliberately firing through them as well because I think it makes it more interesting.
I like the way our day is transpiring in the chat as well. Keep that coming. Bonnie, I want you to put an item on there, seeing as though you're waking everyone up.
Day 3, Beaver Creek Breakfast, it's the same. Early Magic Disneyland Park, Peter Pan's Flight, Carousel, Hyperspace Mountain, Orbitron Park opens. Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast, Cable Car Bake Shop, all the treats. Eclair was my favourite. Snow White, Explore the Castle, Casey Jr., Storybook Boat, Indiana Jones, Skull Rock and Rope Bridge, Pirates, Captain Jack's, Table at the Water's Edge, Drank Rum. Meet and greet Peter Pan and Wendy. Meet and greet Baloo, really needed that big bear hug. Big Thunder, Phantom Manor, Mickey's Halloween Parade, loved the float, surprisingly catchy song. Walt Disney Studios, Hollywood Tower Hotel, 4-year-old tolerated it for me, still no tears though, big thumb. Flight Force, a little better with more scenes. Stark Factory, pizza slices. World of Disney, Redwood Bar, Halloween Pumpkin Ale. And that's the end of day 3. One more day to go.
I'm loving this style.
I do as well. Anybody else wants to do this? I really like it. Day 4, last day. Hunter's Grill Breakfast, Early Magic at Studios. Got in a little later. Park opened earlier. Family split up. Crusher's Coaster with 8-year-old. Web Adventure for 4-year-old. Park Open, Web Adventure Whole Family, Flight Force, Ratatouille, Disneyland Park, Nautilus, Star Tours, Stars on Parade, Visit the Dragon, Aladdin's Passage, Cafe Agrabah, so good, Fort Comstock, Big Thunder, Storybook Store, Said Goodbye for Now, Skip Tax Machines broken and Customs Office closed at Eurotunnel, Home Smoothly. I hope it's in the word count if you choose to read this. We definitely missed a couple of bits we might have tried to fit in. Now to book another trip and keep the family visits to DLP going. Whilst I don't join your live, thanks for the podcast that brightens my morning commute each week, Ben.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. That's like one of my favourite trip reports. I just want to read you our collective 37 Disney Street trip report. Are you ready?
Yeah, Lee's just added one that was which I like. Yeah.
It goes, eat Mickey waffles, went to Cafe de la Bruce for a mango whip, machine broken, bought shortbread biscuits, watched Together, Phantom Manor, Mustafa Bites, went to Lovely Lou's by Bellanote, fell into the Blue Lagoon, got lost in the caves, went to Disney, espresso martini and mini crab cakes at the Skyline Bar, Doritos. We have got a greedy bunch of listeners, haven't we?
I like the kind of in references there that hark back to previous shows and things that we've done.
I like it when people mention went to the Lovely Lou's because it's an important part of your day.
Yep.
It's finding those Lou's.
Agreed.
Right. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now. We are still going to do an extra magic time hours. What do we call this now?
Extra magic time, EMT.
For patrons.
Because it's extra magic
EMT.
hours in DLP, but it's EMT everywhere else, isn't it? So.
For Patreon patrons. Anyone who pays
Disney
us...
Street Pals.
Disney Street Pals. Anyone who pays us £3 a month to be a Disney Street Pal can help keep the lights on and the machines going and the laptop
Without buzz
whirring
today, thankfully.
and all that kind of thing and the website hosting and all that. And in return, we give you an extra 20 minutes of us waffling on, usually about Disney things. So, we put a timer on
the Disney
and everything.
timer.
So if you want to consider joining us for that, then the links are in the description below. And for the rest of the time, thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Ciao. Peace. Arrivederci. Buonanotte.
See ya.